the hidden signs of emotional manipulation that most people mistake for love. What if the person hurting you never shouted, never hit you, never even called you a single insulting name? Yet somehow, every conversation leaves you questioning your memory, apologizing for things you didn't do, and wondering whether you're simply too sensitive. The most dangerous manipulation doesn't look like abuse. It looks like love. And that's exactly why so many intelligent, kind, emotionally aware people stay trapped in it for years. Today, we're uncovering the hidden signs of emotional manipulation, the subtle psychological tactics that quietly reshape your reality until you no longer recognize yourself. Because once you see these signs, you can never unsee them. Welcome back. Relationships don't usually collapse because of one catastrophic event. Most of the time, they erode slowly, not through obvious cruelty, but through invisible psychological pressure. Emotional manipulation is rarely loud. It's patient, calculated, almost ordinary. The manipulator doesn't always intend to be evil. Sometimes they're acting from insecurity, fear of abandonment, or a deep need for control. But regardless of the reason, the result is the same. One person slowly loses confidence while the other gains control. Let's talk about the signs no one warns you about. Imagine this. You clearly remember a conversation. The promises made, the words spoken. But when you bring it up, they smile. I never said that. You're imagining things. That's not what happened. At first, you assume it's a misunderstanding. Then it happens again. And again. Eventually, you stop trusting your own memory. This isn't simply forgetting. It's psychological confusion. When your reality is constantly challenged, your brain begins outsourcing certainty to the other person. And once they become the authority on what's true, they also become the authority over your emotions. Notice how certain people never apologize. Not genuinely. Instead, every disagreement ends with you explaining yourself. You say, I felt hurt. They reply, so now I'm the bad guy. Or, if you weren't so emotional, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The original issue quietly disappears. Now you're defending your feelings instead of discussing their actions. This is one of manipulation's favorite tricks. Shift attention. Reverse responsibility. Avoid accountability. Soon, you become so busy proving you're not unreasonable that you forget why you were upset in the first place. Healthy love feels safe. Manipulative love feels earned. Everything depends on your performance. They're warm when you agree, cold when you disagree. Affection arrives as a reward. Distance arrives as punishment. Without saying it directly, they teach you one painful lesson. Love isn't something you receive. It's something you have to deserve. Over time, your nervous system becomes addicted to chasing moments of approval. The relationship starts feeling less like love and more like passing an exam you'll never quite finish. One day, they're incredibly affectionate. The next, they're distant, unreachable, emotionally unavailable. Nothing happened. No explanation. Just silence. Then suddenly, they're loving again. Psychologists often compare unpredictable rewards to gambling. You never know when the next emotional win is coming. Ironically, that unpredictability strengthens attachment. You don't stay because you're happy. You stay because you're hoping the good version of them comes back. hope becomes stronger than reality. Think about the first months of a relationship. You share childhood wounds, past heartbreaks, your fears, your insecurities. Healthy partners protect those conversations. Manipulative partners remember them as future weapons. Weeks later, months later, arguments suddenly include deeply personal information you trusted them with. The very things that made you feel understood now make you feel exposed. It's emotional intimacy turned into emotional leverage. And once trust becomes ammunition, safety disappears. Rarely will someone say, "Don't see your friends." Instead, they ask, "Why do you always need them?" They don't really care about you. They're a bad influence. Every visit creates tension. Every family gathering becomes an argument. Eventually, staying home feels easier. Slowly, your world becomes smaller. Your support system fades. And the only voice left is theirs. Isolation doesn't happen overnight. It happens one uncomfortable conversation at a time. Healthy boundaries sound simple. I need some space. I don't like being spoken to that way. I can't do that. Manipulators hear something different. Rejection. Control slipping away. So instead of respecting your boundary, they make you feel guilty for creating it. You've changed. I guess I'm just a terrible partner. I'll stop bothering you. Notice what happens. The conversation moves away from your needs and onto comforting theirs. Eventually, you stop setting boundaries altogether. Not because you don't have them, but because the emotional price becomes too high. Perhaps the biggest warning sign isn't something they say. It's something you become. You're constantly overthinking, rereading messages, practicing conversations in your head, monitoring their mood before speaking, walking on emotional eggshells. Love shouldn't feel like emotional surveillance. Your body often notices manipulation before your mind does. If you're always anxious, always bracing for the next misunderstanding, your nervous system may already know what your heart refuses to accept. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Emotionally intelligent people are often easier to manipulate, not because they're weak, because they're compassionate. They assume everyone has good intentions. They give second chances, then third, then 10th. They believe patience heals people. They believe understanding changes people. Sometimes it does, but only when both people are willing to grow. Manipulation survives because one person keeps adapting, while the other keeps benefiting. Love without boundaries becomes permission. Empathy without self-respect becomes self-sacrifice. And slowly, the relationship becomes less about connection and more about survival. Picture a woman sitting alone after another argument. Nothing dramatic happened. No screaming. No broken furniture. No obvious abuse. She simply feels exhausted. She opens her phone, starts typing an apology, stops, deletes it. For the first time, she asks herself a question. What exactly am I apologizing for? She scrolls through old messages, old conversations, old memories. A pattern appears. Every conflict ended the same way. She apologized. She compromised. She questioned herself. She carried the emotional weight of two people. And suddenly, years of confusion become crystal clear. Manipulation loses its power the moment it becomes visible, because clarity changes everything. Here's something worth remembering. Manipulation doesn't always begin with bad intentions. Sometimes people manipulate because they're afraid, because they never learned healthy communication, because control feels safer than vulnerability. Understanding that can create compassion, but compassion should never require you to abandon yourself. The healthiest relationships don't make you smaller. They don't leave you doubting your sanity. They don't force you to earn basic respect. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear so someone else can feel secure. It gives you room to become more of yourself, not less. And perhaps that's the simplest way to recognize emotional manipulation. Ask yourself this: since loving this person, have I become more confident, more peaceful, and more myself? Or have I spent more time questioning my own worth than celebrating it? Because the answer to that question may tell you everything you need to know. If this conversation resonated with you, remember to like the video, subscribe for more relationship psychology, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, protect your heart, but never at the cost of losing yourself.